Hi everyone, this is Mehmood Sheikh, and from past one video I have started a new tutorial series on developing a CRUD application for storing the students' marks details using Java swings. And in my last video I showed you a demo of my entire application which I'm going to develop in this tutorial series. Okay, and now this is the second video of our series. In this video we will discuss how we can establish the connection with our MySQL database. Okay, so for establishing a connection with our MySQL database, first you need to open your server. Okay, so I'm using XAMPP server, so here you can see my Apache and MySQL services are running. Okay, first you need to start these services. Okay, and then we need to create the database first. Okay, so for that we need to go to our phpMyAdmin. We need to create a database. I have already created a database with a name called exam, and inside this database I will create a table with a name as student. Okay, I want 10 fields. Okay, so now it's taking a little bit of time. Okay, so now first field will be ID. Okay, first ID. Okay, and then second USN. Okay, and then name. Okay, then branch. Okay, and then semester. Okay, and then I want subject 1. Okay, and then subject 2, subject 3, subject 4. Okay, and then total. Okay, now let's set the data type. I want ID to be integer. This one is also integer. Name varchar. Okay, and then branch integer. Okay, and then semester integer. Okay, branch is varchar. Okay, then semester, and then subject 1 integer. Okay, and then all these are integer. Okay, and then size. Okay, here 50. Okay, okay, size 250. Okay, now I want to set my ID field as auto incremented or my primary key. Okay, now let's go. Okay, and then save. Okay, so now I have created the table. Okay, now we need to come to our NetBeans. Okay, and here we need to create the project. Okay, so for creating the project we need to go to file and then click on new project. Okay, and then Java project, Java application. Okay, and then next. Okay, here exam. Okay, and then click on finish. Okay, now you can see a new project gets created inside my project explorer. Okay, so now I will just close this file. Okay, and I will create a new file with a name with a new file as jframe form. Okay, you need to create jframe file. Okay, so I will just click on this jframe form. Here it will ask me to enter the name of the file. Okay, I will give it as student. Okay, and now click on finish. Okay, so now you can see a form gets created for you. Okay, so now inside this is the form, and here on the left side you will find the source where you have to write the coding, Java coding for your project. Okay, so here it has created a class with a name called student. Okay, and now we need to drag and drop the components. Okay, so I want the label, swing controls, from swing controls drag the label for, okay, let's say USN. Okay, and then want a text pane. Okay, text field. Okay, just delete this. Okay, now I want a button. Okay, okay, so come to your property. Okay, here you will find the text box, property for text. So here, come here and then just delete it. Okay, and then click on your button. Okay, click on button and then go to properties, click on properties. Okay, and here you need to change the label for button. Okay, here inside the text you need to change it to save. Okay, okay, so just hit enter. Okay, now I have created a form. Okay, you for to enter the USN and to save that USN inside the database. Okay, now just save it. Okay, now we have created a form with USN, label, text box and button. So now when you come to source, you will find these necessary properties gets declared automatically inside your source. Okay, so now here we need to start writing the code for establishing the connection for our database. Okay, so now the name of our class is student, and now I want to use jframe. Okay, jframe implements action listener. Okay, see, the moment when you type this jframe, it will ask you to import those packages which consists of functions and classes and interfaces which support this jframe. Okay, so now I will click on this. Okay, so here it will ask, here it's asking me to add or import this Java X is the Java extensions. Okay, so the moment when I click on it, you will see java x.swing.jframe. Okay, so this jframe package gets added or imported into our project. Okay, Java X is the extension. Okay, and here it's showing me an error to import the interfaces or classes for this action listener as well. Okay, so I need to further click on this icon, and then it will ask me to import for java.awt.event.action listener. Okay, so here I will click on this. Okay, okay, so now you can see java.awt package, this event and action listener will come under awt package inside Java. Okay, and now it will ask us to implement all the abstract methods. Okay, so what it's asking is, since I have implemented this interface as action listener, so this action, whenever we implement action listener, it will come up with their default abstract methods. Okay, so which we need to implement inside our class. Okay, so that's what is asking here. Okay, so now when I click on this implement all abstract methods, it will add the action perform method here. Okay, so when I click on that, you will see this action performed method gets added into our class. Okay, so this action listener is the interface, and once we implement this interface, it will come up with its own default classes or methods. Okay, so this is action perform is the method of action listener. Okay, now let's just delete it. Okay, save it. Okay, so now we need to create our connection. Okay, connection. Okay, and then statement. Okay, so all these connection and statements belongs related to our database connection things. Okay, so we need to import this in our, we need to import these packages inside our program. Okay, inside our class. Okay, so import, it's asking us to import java.sql connection. That means this connection and statement comes under the package called SQL. Okay, so we need to import this. So the moment when I import this java.sql.connection start displaying in our class. Okay, so the same thing I need to do with this statement as well. Okay, so we need to import this java.sql.statement. Okay, so now, okay, we need to come inside our constructor. Okay, so this is our constructor. Inside our constructor we need to we need to write the code for establishing the connection for our database. Okay, so class dot, okay, we need to put this inside try catch block. Okay, exception, e system.out.println. Okay, so we need to display that error. Okay, so we need to put our database connection code inside our try catch block, so that whenever an error occurs, so it will catch that error and display it to the user. With that, user or the programmer can come to know what is the error. Okay, so now we need to write class dot for name. Okay, com dot MySQL, we need to link our MySQL driver, JDBC driver, driver. Okay, and then we need to use the connection object, driver manager dot get connection. Okay, JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost / we need to put the name of our database. The name of our database is exam. Okay, and then we need to put the user and password of our database. Okay, so I have a user of my database as root, and I have not set any password for my database. Okay, so now I here it's asking us to import this, import the package for our data, for our driver manager as well. Okay, okay, so here you can see it has imported this driver manager as well. Okay, and now need to use the statement object action dot create statement. Okay, save it. Okay, and now we need to come to our inside our action performed. Okay, so we need to come here and we need to type string equals to event dot. Okay, we need to change this event. Okay, event dot get action command, get action command. Okay, and then if else. Okay, if p dot equals ignore case, save, then I will display a message as system.out.println connection established successfully. Okay, in else part I will type connection failure. Connection failure. Okay, now save it. Okay, so now what I'm trying to do is, here, as I already said, this action listener, JFrame implements action listener. It's an interface which contains a method called action perform. Okay, and it has an event, action event. Okay, so whenever a user click on the button after entering the data, an event gets generated. Okay, and here whatever will be the text of that button, okay, here I'm having the value of that text is save. Okay, so here I'm taking that value, I'm comparing with that value of this button save. Okay, so here you can see I'm taking the value here save. Okay, and this event.get action command takes the value of that button, whichever button gets clicked by the user. Okay, so this p holds the value as save. Okay, and it will compare with that save, whatever save is written inside this parenthesis. Okay, if the label of that button and this whatever has been written inside this bracket gets matched, then we will have a message as connection established successfully. Okay, so now we need to register our event. Okay, we need to come here inside our constructor. Okay, j button. Okay, we have a button as j button1 dot add action listener, this. Okay, so save it. Okay, so now let's run our file, but before we need to link our MySQL connector with our project. Okay, so here I'm having a MySQL connector file here on my desktop. Okay, so you can easily download it from the internet. Okay, so I will put the link for downloading this MySQL connector, MySQL Java connector. Without this you will not be able to link to MySQL database. Okay, so first you need to download this. Okay, now I'm going to link this MySQL connector here inside my project. Okay, inside the libraries you need to right click on the libraries and then click on add jar folder. Okay, and on the desktop you need to select this MySQL connector and then you need to click on open. Okay, so now you can see I have added or included this MySQL connector with my application. Okay, now let's run our project. Right click on it and then click on run file. Okay, so now you can see this is our form. Okay, now I will click on this save button. Okay, so the moment when I click on save button, it will display me a message here as connection established successfully. That means we have successfully established the connection with our database. Okay, so now suppose I have made some changes here. Okay, let me just change the database name to examination just to check what other error it will display. Okay, if we made a mistake while creating or establishing the connection. Okay, so now let me just right click on it and then click on run file. Okay, it will display you the form, but along with that it will display you a message as unknown database examination. Okay, like this. Okay, now suppose you have forgot to enter the user root or whatever will be the user of your server. Okay, save it, run the file. Okay, now you can see it's giving me an error message as access denied for user. Okay, so because I have not mentioned the user here. Okay, save it, Okay, so now I don't have any error. So again, if I right click and then click on run file, then you will see form. Okay, now when I click on this save button, it will display me a message as connection established successfully. Okay, so now my connection is successfully gets established with my MySQL database. Okay, so now here let me just show you few things. Okay, now suppose if I want to print system dot out dot print ln. Okay, now I want to print that p. Okay, save it. Okay, just to understand it better what I'm doing here. Okay, so now just right click on it and then click on run file. Okay, so now it's displaying me a form. Okay, so this inside this form, the value or the label of this save button is save. Okay, so save is the label of this button. Okay, so now when I click on this save, you will see save is displaying here. That means this p variable holds the value of the form. Okay, so this value of this button, this p variable holds the value. Okay, so whatever will be the value of that button, so whenever user click on that, it will come to know with the help of this event.getAction command. Suppose you are having more than one button. Suppose you have a button for save, for update, for delete, and for retrieve. Okay, so how you will understand which button gets clicked based on this event.getAction command. Okay, so this event.getAction command method will provide you the label of the button which gets clicked by the user. Okay, so with that we will come to know what action needs to perform. Okay, so here in next video what we'll do is, since now I come to know that I have clicked on save button, so inside this if I will write the code for saving the data into the database. Okay, so suppose I am having update button here. Okay, so now when I want to update the record, I will click on update button. So the label of that, with the help of that label present on that update, I will come to know here. Okay, so then I will put an else if condition where I will write p dot equals ignore case update. Okay, I will change I will add one more if here, else if. Okay, and then I will change it to update. Okay, so and related to update code I will write inside this update, inside this else if condition. Okay, so like this I will come to know which type of task needs to perform. Okay, okay, now save it. Okay, so now as these are the packages which we need to import inside our project. Okay, so this NetBeans will automatically suggest you whichever packages you need to import in our in your Java project. Okay, so these are the AWT, SQL, all and the swings, all these are the packages inside which we will be having some classes and interfaces. Okay, so this action listener is the interface. Okay, and which contains only one method which is called as action perform. Okay, why we need this action perform? Because to tell what should happen whenever user click on any of the button. Okay, so it will help the programmer to distinguish the different actions. Okay, what should happen whenever user click on save, what should happen when user click on update, what should happen when user click on delete, retrieve, like that. Okay, so this is everything about establishing the connection with MySQL database. Okay, so I hope you like this video. I hope you got some useful and complete information about establishing a connection with MySQL database. Okay, and this one is also important, guys. You need to link your MySQL Java connector inside your project. Okay, so then only you will be able to establish the connection with the database. Okay, so I hope you like this video. I hope you got some useful and valuable and in detail information about establishing a connection with your MySQL database. If you like this video, click on like button, share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. And I will see you guys in my next video, where I will show you how to insert the data inside the database. Okay, so thanks for watching.